Once upon a time in a small, quiet village, there lived a young man named Aiden. He was humble, kind-hearted, and always willing to help others. Yet, deep down, Aiden often wondered about the purpose of his life. He watched his friends and neighbors pursue their goals with confidence, while he felt uncertain about his own path. Aiden's family, although loving, struggled financially. He was often reminded of the hardships they endured and the limitations that came with their circumstances. Despite this, Aiden never allowed his situation to define him. He worked hard every day, doing odd jobs around the village, trying to make ends meet. Still, the question lingered in his mind: what is God's plan for me? One day, while walking along the village's cobblestone streets, Aiden encountered an old man sitting by the side of the road. His clothes were worn, and his face was etched with years of wisdom. Despite his age, his eyes twinkled with a certain energy that caught Aiden's attention. As Aiden passed by, the old man called out to him, "Son, where are you rushing off to?" Aiden paused and looked at the man. "I'm not in a hurry," he replied. "I was just thinking about my life, wondering what I'm meant to do." The old man smiled knowingly. The search for purpose. It's something everyone struggles with at one point or another. But let me tell you something, young man, God's plan for you is already unfolding, whether you see it or not. Aiden, intrigued, sat down beside the man. "But how can I know what God's plan is? How do I know if I'm on the right path?" The old man chuckled softly and gestured toward the sky. "Have you ever looked at the stars and wondered how they got there? Every star has its own place in the universe, shining in its own way. Some stars shine brighter, while others remain dim. But each one plays its part in the grand design. You too have a purpose, even if it's not immediately clear to you. Trust that God's plan for you will reveal itself, but only if you remain open and faithful." Aiden listened intently, but doubt still clouded his mind. "But what if I'm not doing enough? What if I'm not achieving what I'm supposed to?" The old man looked at him gently. "Success is not measured by worldly achievements. Your worth is not defined by the things you possess, or the recognition you receive. True success lies in living with integrity, helping others, and remaining steadfast in your faith. When you serve with a pure heart, you align yourself with God's plan. It's not about the destination, Aiden, it's about the journey." Aiden nodded, still unsure, but comforted by the old man's words. That night, as he lay in bed, he reflected on their conversation. He realized that, while he had always been focused on finding his grand purpose, perhaps he had been overlooking the smaller, everyday ways in which he could make a difference. The next day, Aiden set out with renewed determination. Instead of worrying about his future, he decided to focus on doing good in the present. He helped an elderly neighbor with her groceries, assisted a young girl with her homework, and spent time comforting a friend who was going through a tough time. With each act of kindness, Aiden felt a sense of fulfillment that he had never experienced before. Weeks passed, and Aiden's life slowly began to change. Though his circumstances remained the same, his outlook shifted. He no longer felt lost or uncertain. He understood that God's plan wasn't something he could force or predict. It was something that unfolded as he followed his heart, helped others, and trusted in God's timing. One day, while working in the village square, Aiden received an unexpected invitation. A wealthy merchant from a neighboring town had heard about his good deeds and was impressed by his character. The merchant offered Aiden a job managing his business, a position that came with a salary far beyond anything Aiden had ever dreamed of. It wasn't just the financial security that impressed him, but the fact that this opportunity seemed to come at the perfect time in his life. As he accepted the offer, Aiden couldn't help but smile. He realized that, by staying true to his values and trusting in God's plan, he had been led to this moment. It wasn't the grand, dramatic revelation he had expected, but it was a sign that God had been guiding him all along. Years later, Aiden became a successful entrepreneur and philanthropist, using his wealth and influence to help those in need. He never forgot the old man's words about trusting in God's plan and finding purpose in the small things. Aiden's life had become a testament to the idea that when you live with integrity, serve others selflessly, and trust in the journey, you align yourself with a higher purpose. The story of Aiden teaches us that life is not about rushing to find our purpose or forcing things to happen. Instead, it's about trusting in the process, serving others, and remaining faithful. God's plan for us often unfolds in unexpected ways, and sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness can lead to the most significant transformations. The key is to live with integrity and to be patient.